George Farrell here on behalf of the plaintiffs from the law office of Phillips, Hunt, Walker, and Hannah.
Good morning, Huda Wan on behalf of defendant Deontay Robinson from Banker Lopez Gassler.
Thank you. Will the court reporter please swear in the witness?
Sir, would you please raise your right hand? Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you will give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. You can put your hand down.
Okay.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Riggs. Thank you for agreeing to appear for us this morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is George Farrell, and I represent the estate of Trent Fort and several of the family members. The purpose of today's matter is intended to be purely in a civil capacity. The plaintiffs have alleged some facts, and this deposition is my opportunity to find out what you know about that incident and what you saw that day, and anything that you might remember. I'll represent to you that Mr. Fort was shot on February 24th, 2020, and later passed away from a gunshot wound to the chest. It was ruled a homicide at the corner of Spring Lake Drive and Deer Run Road. That was near 54651 Spring Lake Drive, Callahan, Florida, 32011, a mere 515 feet from the Subers residence. The police were called to 4th Avenue and Warrior Drive in Callahan, Florida, 32011, a mere 3.8 miles away, and an 8-minute car ride. Do you recall the events which occurred that day?
Do I recall the events?
Yeah, do you recall that day and the events that occurred that day?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I do remember that day.
Okay. Have you ever been deposed before in general or for any other injury-related incident?
Have I ever been to where?
Have you ever been deposed before? Have you ever had a deposition taken?
Not that I'm aware of. I think just interrogations.
Okay. Now, you would have had to have been sworn in, and it would have been something similar to this, either in person or done via Zoom.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide you with some quick ground rules to make this go as quickly and as smoothly as possible. Okay.
Okay.
If you need to take a break at any time, please let me know. All right.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yep. We don't need to know the reason. We can pause, give you a chance to step out, use the restroom, or whatever you need to do. The only thing that I ask is that if I have a question pending, you answer the question prior to us taking a break. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you don't understand any of my questions, please let me know and I'll rephrase them. If I ask you a question,
yes, sir.
okay. If I ask you a question and you answer it, I'll assume that you understood my question.
Okay.
As a reminder, you are under oath today, so it is the same as though the judge and jury were present.
Okay.
If I ask you a yes or no question, I need a verbal out loud response of yes or no. And
yes, sir.
That's for the purpose of making a clean transcript and a clean record. So to clarify up front, at no point in my line of questioning today am I attempting to uncover anything that has been previously discussed between you and your prior attorney. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So prior to proceeding, please allow the record to reflect that Mr. Riggs is testifying without an attorney present today. Your testimony is being recorded by the court reporter. You should be answering these questions based upon your personal knowledge. To ensure understanding, I do not represent you, and ethically, I cannot give you legal advice during this deposition. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Did you speak to anyone in preparation for this deposition today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who did you speak to?
My attorney.
Okay.
I have one question, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Would you mind if I turn on my car and just turn on the AC real fast?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
I'll give you a moment to do that.
Okay.
Better?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Okay, I know it's a hot one out there today.
Yes, sir. Especially in construction.
Right, I understand. Okay, let's proceed. Have you taken any medication today that might preclude you from understanding my questions and being able to answer them?
No, sir.
Okay. Are there any other reasons that you might think of that would preclude you from being able to understand and answer my questions today?
No, sir.
Okay. Please state your full name for the record, Mr. Riggs.
Ashton Tyler Riggs.
Okay. What's your date of birth, Mr. Riggs? All right. Can we go off the record for a moment?
We are back on the record. The time is 10:14.
Okay. Let's get into your residences. What was your previous residence, Mr. Riggs, at the time of the occurrence?
At the time of the occurrence, it was
What was the first word? Okay. All right. Zip code? Who lived at that residence with you, Mr. Riggs?
it was my father and my littlest sister.
Okay. What's your father's name?
Ronald Riggs.
Okay. And what was your little sister's name?
Leah Riggs.
Okay. Are you still currently a resident there now?
No, sir, I'm not.
Okay. What is your current residence?
Right now I'm staying at
Who do you currently live with at that residence?
so I live with my girlfriend, her father and her mother, and that's it. And I can list off their names if you need me to.
Yes, please. Start with the girlfriend.
Okay. Her father's name is Anthony Shepard. Her mother's name is Martha Shepard, and Tanya Shepard is my girlfriend's name.
Is she the same girlfriend you had at the time of the incident?
No, sir, she is not.
Okay. How long have you been a resident there?
I have to think about this one.
Roughly.
Probably for like a year now, I'd say.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, I think July was a year. So yeah.
Where else did you live in between?
So I lived when I first got out from Nassau County and I got into the free world. I lived with my mother at first. When I first got out of the county, and
Okay.
I can give you her address if you need
Please.
me to. Sir?
Please. I'll take the address.
Okay. Her address was I'm not sure what the zip code is. I'd have to look it up.
That's fine. What is your
Actually, it's on my ID. So
okay?
And after that, I moved out of her house, and then I stayed with my cousin, and we were kind of like roommating. And then after a while, I met the girl, and then we had a good connection, and that's whenever I moved in with her. So,
Mr. Riggs, what is your mother's name?
what is that? Sorry, sir.
What is your mother's name?
Shelly Gibson.
Is she currently married?
No, sir, she is not.
Did your father remarry?
No, sir. Well, he never married my mother,
Okay.
but he was married like later on. So,
Okay.
like he married after I was born.
What is your cousin's name that you roommated with?
Her name was Brianna
And what was her last name?
Patterson. I think it's Patterson. It's not the same as mine though, because she's from a different side, like a distant cousin.
At the
I'd
time,
have to look it up.
it's fine. At the time of the incident, were you, let's see, in the custody of your father or your mother, or did they share you?
Mostly my father. I really don't see my mom that much at all, really.
Okay.
So, yeah, just my father.
So I assume you haven't been married previously. Is that correct?
No, sir, I haven't.
You have been?
Sir?
You have been married?
No, I said I have
Oh,
not.
okay, gotcha. Can you tell me your girlfriend's name at the time of the incident?
At the time of the incident, her name was Haley Simmons.
And do you know where she lived at the time of the incident?
No, sir. I have no idea.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't know the address.
Do you recall her date of birth?
No, sir.
Did she live in Callahan?
Yes, sir.
Was she in the same grade as you?
I think she's a grade lower than me.
Do you remember her father or mother's name?
No, sir, I don't.
Did she go to the same school as you?
Yes, sir, she did.
Okay. And which school was that?
West Nassau High School.
Did she have any brothers or sisters?
Yes, sir. She had I think just one sister. Oh, no. She has two sisters and a brother.
Do you remember any of their names?
No, honestly, I don't.
Were her parents still married?
No, they were split up, as far as I know.
Do you have any children, Mr. Riggs?
No, sir, I do not.
And you are currently employed now, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And where are you currently employed?
Summit Electrical Contractors.
And how long have you worked there?
Um, since the beginning of March of 2022. So
That's
probably
about
like a year and a half.
Okay. I mean to talk over you. About a year and a half.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And where did you work previous to that?
Previously, before that job,
Mhm.
my first job was Taco Bell.
And when do you recall a rough time frame of when you worked there?
I had just turned 16 a couple days after my birthday. That's when I started, and I didn't work there that long.
So roughly about 2019.
Yeah, roughly. Yes, sir, roughly.
Okay. Do you recall where that Taco Bell was?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where was it?
Um, it was the one right there in Callahan, across from Ewing Park.
And how long did you work there roughly?
Not long. I'd say like 3 months, 2 months, something like that.
And what did you do for them?
Pretty much, just wash dishes, make tacos, be friendly to people, be the cashier.
Do you remember who your supervisor was?
Um, I know her name was Miss Indian, and she was an African American lady. So, other than that, I don't know too much about her.
And how did you leave that position?
Um, well, I left whenever I was arrested, and in January I was arrested, and when I was arrested, I told them that I had gotten in trouble, and pretty much they said, "Well, I mean, don't come back." So,
All right, Mr. Riggs, in reference to your education, would you tell me the names of the schools you attended?
yes, sir. Callahan Elementary School, Callahan Middle School, West Nassau High School, and then Duval County Public Schools.
Did you graduate with a high school diploma?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. Was that from a Duval County public school?
Yes, sir.
Do you recall which one?
So whenever I got arrested, and they sent me to Duval County jail, they automatically enrolled me into Duval County's public schools. So it didn't say like what school it was. Like I got my diploma at the jail there. So they had a program. But all I could tell you is Duval, it says on my diploma, Duval County Schools, Duval County Public School.
And what was your last grade of completion at West Nassau prior to being enrolled in Duval County?
10th.
You have any other diplomas, certifications, or licenses aside from your high school diploma?
Um, no, sir. I did another class or a course in there.
Okay.
And we studied the book Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich.
Mm-hmm.
And only 2 people passed the class, and I was one of them. So they gave me like a little certificate of, I guess, studying the book. I'm guessing, but other than that, no, sir, not right now.
Well, congratulations. That's quite the accomplishment then. If quite a few other people didn't make it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions here. It's not meant to harass or offend you. Like I said, this is just for the purposes of accumulating information.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you ever been fired from a job?
I think the Taco Bell one, from me not showing up, I'm pretty sure they just fired me or said I quit. So
At the time of the
I guess Taco Bell would be one that I was probably fired from. But other than that, there's none.
Okay. Were you on probation at the time of the incident?
No, sir, I wasn't.
Okay. Were you charged with anything on the day of the incident?
On the day of, I don't think so. Because they interrogated me the next morning, so I doubt it. No, sir.
After they interrogated you, did they end up charging you with anything?
Yes, sir, they did.
Okay. Do you recall what those were?
At first, it was just tampering with evidence, and then I'm pretty sure just battery against a 65-year-old. Just those 2 charges.
Prior to that, had you ever been previously charged with anything else as a juvenile?
Yes, sir. I was charged as a juvenile with a fighting charge. I got into a fight after school, and they charged me with like a misdemeanor or something, and I had to go do a anger management course, and they said if I did that it would take it off. So, but other than that, no, sir, nothing.
When did that fighting charge occur?
Honestly, sir, a lot of that stuff is like blurry now. Now when I look back, so I really don't have a good time frame of when things happen.
Is that
I'd say probably around 15 or 16 years old.
Is that the January of 2020 incident that you were talking about?
No, sir.
But what occurred on the January of 2020 incident? Do you remember?
Yes, sir, I do remember.
Okay. You mind telling me about it?
So what occurred is we were walking to Zach Suber's house, and I think it was New Year's, and we were gonna go over there and light us some fireworks, and just like hang out. Well, a cop because it was like probably like 11 or 12 at night or something like that, and cop pulled us over. This is what I can remember. cop pulled us over, told us that we were out past curfew, and said that she either took us home or took us to our friend's house. So whenever she did, she had to search us before we got in the car. Well, when she searched Gavin, I guess she felt something on his waist or something, and like she said something, and he ran. And whenever he ran, I put my hands on the car, of the back of the car, and she ran after him. And then she didn't catch him or whatever. She came back in the car and put me in there. And yeah, she found a pistol in one of the bags, and she tried to charge it with me, but it wasn't mine. So I never went to, or I went to court, but the evidence got suppressed. Like I didn't get in trouble for that. So, but pretty much she was trying to say that the pistol in the bag was mine. And that's why I got charged with it initially, but later the charges were dropped. So
how many pistols were present at that time?
I'm not sure, honestly. I mean, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Probably the one that she found in the bag.
Do you know where the one in the bag came from?
Sir?
Do you recall where the one in the bag came from?
Yes, sir. It was Gavin's. It was in his bag.
Did he tell you where he got it from?
No, sir, he did not.
Okay. The fighting charge portion of it that we discussed earlier, who was the fighting against? Do you remember?
Yes, sir. It was against a kid who I had gotten into a fight before in school, and he was just like, he didn't want to drop it, kept saying stuff. So me being young and stupid, I went and fought him. And yeah.
What was his name?
I know his first name was Skyler. I have no idea what his last name is. Like I said, back then, all that stuff is blurry. But I know his first name was Skyler.
So aside from the fighting charge against Skyler and the January of 2020 incident, were there any other incidents that occurred to you, or excuse me, occurred involving you aside from the incident that we're here for today?
No, sir, not that I'm aware of.
Okay, I'm going to segue into the date of the incident.
Okay, yes, sir.
Do you remember what you did that day leading up to the incident that morning?
Honestly, no, sir. I really don't.
Did you stay at your home the night before?
That I'm aware of.
Is there any other places that you stayed at that time?
No, sir. It was either my house or his house.
And by his house, you mean who?
Zach Suber.
How frequently did you stay over there?
I'd stay over there from time to time. Maybe like every other weekend, something like that.
Did you have your own room there?
They had a spare bedroom that had a bed and it had like a little office place in it. And I would sleep in there, but I wouldn't say it was my bedroom. It was just a spare bed that I would sleep on.
On the day of the incident, did you go to school that day?
No, sir.
Okay.
I didn't.
And you either had stayed the night at the Suber's house or went to the Suber's house that morning. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were the Subers home at that time?
Sir?
Were the Subers home at the time you were there?
Was Suber's phone?
Christy and Jeanette Suber, were they present at the time that you were there that morning?
That I'm aware of. Yes, sir.
Were you supposed to have been in school that day?
No, sir. So, like I said, with the month that from January 1st to like January 28th or something, I was in there. So in that period, I got enrolled out of school and my job was taken from me, or I got fired, I guess.
Okay. So from January 28th all the way up to when you were charged for the occurrence that happened the same day as the incident, you weren't enrolled in school anywhere?
No, sir.
Were Mr. and Mrs. Suber aware why you weren't enrolled in school?
Well, actually, yes. Zach was homeschooled at the time, and I explained to them like the situation, and I was thinking about doing the homeschool thing too. So they were kind of going to help me out with that, actually. So yeah, they should be aware.
So they were the ones that homeschooled Zach.
Yeah, it was through the some computer thing they did. And like you were able to get either your GED or diploma from taking the computer course. It was like a computer classroom.
So the whole program was online then?
Yes, sir. That I'm aware of.
Do you know why Zach was homeschooled at that time?
Yes, sir. That I'm aware of.
Okay. Do you know why he was homeschooled at that time?
No.
Had he gotten in trouble previously to that?
I'm not. I'm not aware, sir.
Do you ever recall him attending West Nassau with you?
What is it?
Do you recall him attending West Nassau High School with you?
Yes, sir.
Do you know when he stopped attending West Nassau?
No, sir. I remember him my freshman year, and that was it.
If you're not sure the reason why he stopped attending with you.
No, sir. I'm not. Oh,
So if you had stayed home and went over to the supers that morning, how would you have gotten there?
Zach would have took Zach's grandpa or grandmother would have picked me up most likely.
Did either of you have a driver's license at that time?
No, sir. I'm not sure on him. I know I didn't. If anything, I had a learner's permit at the time.
So Zach didn't have his own car at that time.
I have no idea.
So he himself never came and picked you up in a vehicle.
No, sir.
Was Gavin able to drive at that time?
No, sir. Not that I'm aware of.
Each time that you went over to the supers, you either would walk or one of them would come get you, as in Jeanette or Christy?
Yes, sir. One question.
Okay,
Could I move my phone? That way I could hear you better.
absolutely.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yes, sir. That's better.
When you were enrolled in school earlier that year, how did you typically get home?
I'd usually walk or ride the bus.
Did you ever get a ride from anyone?
Fairly rarely, yeah. Some of my high school friends and stuff. Yeah, we'd get rides, but it was occasionally.
Did you ever get a ride from Deontay Robinson?
No, sir.
How do you know Mr. Robinson?
Honestly, I really don't. I've seen him around school and knew him from school, but as far as hanging out with him and all that, no, sir.
So you never rode in his vehicle with him?
No, sir, not at all.
Did he ever come over to the Suber's house that you recall?
No, sir.
How about Adam Beck? How well did you know him?
Not that well, sir.
You recall speaking to him on the day of the incident?
No, sir.
So it's your testimony today that you never spoke to him on the day of the incident?
Yes, sir. That is my testimony. I never spoke to Adam Beck on the day of the incident.
What about Raekwon Jones?
Yeah, nothing.
Did you know him well?
No, sir, not at all.
What about Keeson Jones?
No, sir, not at all.
And Blake Morris?
I knew him from just school. Same with same with Deontay. I knew them like just around school.
Did Blake Morris ever come over to the Super's house that you remember?
No, sir, not that I recall. Not with me there.
You were hanging out with Zach Super on the day of the incident. Is that correct?
Yes.
How long have you known Zach?
Probably about a year prior to the incident. I knew him. I didn't know him that well, but I knew of him. Knew him around school.
In that year's time frame, you went over to the Super's house regularly?
No. In the year time frame, I probably started going to his house probably the last like 4 months of that time frame. Before I was arrested, I started hanging around him.
Had the two of you ever been in trouble together?
No, sir. Other than this case.
All right. Now, on the day of the incident, you were also hanging out with Gavin. Is that correct?
No, sir.
So you didn't see Gavin on the day of the incident?
I did see him, but he was at school all day. And then whenever he got out of school, he came to Zach's house. And then that's like kind of when the incident, around the time of the incident.
Do you recall how he got to Zach's house?
No, sir. I don't remember. No, sir.
Do you recall if Gavin was on probation at that time?
I have no idea, sir.
Did you ride in any vehicles that day?
No, sir.
Do you remember seeing the vehicle that Deontay Robinson was driving?
No, sir. I don't.
So you don't recall seeing the Toyota beige 4Runner?
No, sir. Whenever Gavin had got into the car, I did not see it. I was in the house, and that I remember, I think I might have looked out the window. I can't remember really. Might have been. I cannot remember his car.
So can you tell me why Deontay Robinson came over to Zach Subers that day?
From what I know, he was going over there because Trent, I think they said that his body was hurting from football or something, and that they wanted to get something from Gavin. And but no, I don't have. I mean, that's all I remember is they said that he wanted to get some Xanax, and that he wanted to get it from Gavin. So
And by they, you mean who?
Deontay, Trent, and whoever else was in the car most likely was the people who was they. So
Did that involve Adam Beck?
sure.
Did that involve Adam Beck?
That I'm aware of. Like I said, I didn't see the vehicle, but from what I know and what the interrogators have told me and my attorney has told me, that I'm aware of, he was in the vehicle. Yes, sir.
Did that potential transaction stem from a social media interaction?
Possibly could have. Possibly. I'm not 100% sure though. It could have been over text. Just not sure on that one.
Okay. Could Snapchat have been the vessel used?
I have no awareness of that, sir.
Do you have a Snapchat account?
Yes, sir. I recently created one for family.
Did you have one at the time of the incident?
Yeah, I definitely did. I had pretty much all the social medias.
Okay. Did you interact with any of the individuals on social media that day?
That day, no, sir, not that I'm aware of.
To your knowledge, did Gavin and Deontay and Adam Beck all have social media accounts as well?
I mean, I have no idea, man. I would say yes, but I'm not 100% sure.
Were you sitting there with Gavin? When he was interacting with the individuals in the vehicle that day?
What's that, sir? I'm sorry.
Were you sitting there with Gavin when he was interacting with the individuals in the vehicle that day?
No, sir.
So you weren't there when he was on the phone with any of them?
No, sir. Not that I'm aware of.
Do you know if they reached out to Gavin directly in order to initiate this?
Did what?
Did these individuals reach out to Gavin directly?
I would guess yes. Do I know that for a fact? No.
So to your knowledge, they were attempting to get Xanax. Was there anything else?
I mean, I have no idea. No, sir. I have no idea.
To your knowledge, are you aware that Adam Beck or Deontay Robinson had previous charges against them?
Not that I'm aware of, no, sir.
Of the individuals in that car, do you know which of them knew Gavin?
I would guess all of them, just because of the way the incident occurred. They robbed him, so I would definitely say that that they knew him or knew of him for sure.
Had any of them had previous beef with him on a separate occasion?
That I do not know. No, sir.
When you were enrolled in school, did you ever skip and go over to the super's house to hang out?
Um, yes.
Was that because Christy and Jeanette weren't home, or they were and didn't mind?
Well, they stayed home most of the time, but I really don't recall skipping school and going to his house really ever. But like I said, I was not in school for a little bit, and I was thinking about doing the online schools. So I was over at their house a lot then. But whenever I was enrolled in school, now that I am thinking about it, I did skip school. I will be honest with that. Like I would go to my house, just go do different stuff. But I don't think I ever went to his house whenever I skipped that I can remember.
Per your interactions with them, do they seem to be the strict type?
I wouldn't say they were strict.
Who all lived at the super's house?
As far as I know, just both of them and Zach.
Do you know how frequently Gavin stayed over there?
What's up?
Do you know how frequently Gavin stayed over at the supers?
No, I do not.
Had you ever been over to the supers for a party previously? Did you hear me, Mr. Riggs?
What is that?
Can you hear me now?
Sure.
His
I just want
connection.
to make sure you can hear me.
Can you hear me now?
All right, let's go off the record for a moment.
Let's go on the record. We're on the record. The time is 11:20.
Now, Mr. Riggs, are you attempting to make a statement in correction of a question I've asked?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
For sure.
which question was that? Okay.
And I'm trying to answer your questions the best of my ability. Like I said, in that time frame, I was doing Xanax drugs, so it messed with my memory. And like I said, whenever I look back on stuff, time frames and certain things don't really stick with me. So that's why I keep telling you, to my knowledge, and that I'm aware of, because around that time frame, I was doing that, and it was a very dark place for me. So I just want to make that known. So
Okay,
yeah.
so I'm going to show you some exhibits here in a few minutes, and then we'll walk through some specifics, and that will help refresh your recollection. And then I'll ask you
Yes,
questions
sir.
about those things.
Okay, yes, sir. Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Earlier, when you mentioned that you were debating on doing homeschool at the Suber's house,
Yes,
why,
sir.
why were you going to do it there and not at home?
Well, I wasn't going there for homeschool. I was going there to just hang out with him, and that's whenever he was doing his schoolwork one day, and pretty much he was hanging out and doing schoolwork. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And he was telling me about it, and I talked to his grandparents, and they were telling me about it, and I was considering it, enrolling into the program. The only thing is I needed a computer, something that I could access the link. And at the time I didn't have one. So I was working on saving up for one. And, but yeah, I was going over there for just to hang out with them. They just mentioned, the homeschooling to me. So.
Now, back to where I left off. Had you ever been to a party previously at the Supers?
Not that I recall. I'm sure. No, I've never been to a party. No, sir.
To your knowledge, normally, were there guns kept in the Supers house?
I would say yes. Yes.
Where were they kept?
I don't know. You'll have to ask them. I have no idea. Probably in some safe that Mr. Super had.
Okay. So they weren't open and visible to anybody that walked through the house?
I don't think so. No, sir.
Had you or Zach ever gone and shot any of those guns with them?
No, sir.
But you had seen those guns previously.
What is that? I'm sorry, sir. You cut out.
You had seen those guns previously?
Hold on. Let me change my audio. I can't hear you.
Hello? Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, sir. Something's wrong with my headphones. But what was that?
Had you seen those guns previously in the house?
No, sir.
So you never saw guns in the house?
Yes, I saw guns. I have no idea where they kept their guns in the safe. So,
how many guns did you see over there?
well, I saw like a 22 caliber MP5, and it was like semi-automatic, I want to say. And I know that one, and that they bought that from I want to say the pawn shop, and I think that gun came with another gun, 1911, and yeah, it was those two that they bought from the pawn shop. I do remember that.
And in what context did you see those? Did Zach get them out for you, or did they show them to you?
I mean, Zach. I mean, yeah, Zach would have them and show them, and we would look at them and ask them questions about it, stuff like that.
Were Christy and Jeanette present when that was happening?
Yes.
Did you and Zach ever shoot any of those guns?
No, sir.
Did you ever have the guns present when they weren't there?
No, sir. Not that I'm aware of.
Did they give you or Zach any type of instruction as it pertains to the weapons?
What was that?
Did they give you any type of instruction? And allow me to elaborate. By instruction, like times to hold them, use them, not hold them, anything like that?
Not that I'm aware of, but I knew gun safety just for my dad. But no, I don't remember them really giving us anything.
Now, back to the day of the incident. Do you know where Gavin got the gun that he took outside?
No, sir, I don't.
Was it one of the guns that was in the house?
I want to say that was just his gun. So it wasn't one of the guns that was in the house, though.
You have any idea where he got that gun from?
Yeah, I said it in my interrogation.
Okay. Go ahead and state where that was, please. Can you hear me, Mr. Riggs?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. He had stolen it from a car.
Okay. Now, when Gavin went outside and this incident occurred, what was it that you were doing?
I'm sorry, what was that?
When Gavin went outside to the vehicle, what was it that you were doing during that time frame?
That I recall, I want to say I was on the couch, passed out with my girlfriend at the time. Yeah, I mean, that I can remember. That's what I was doing. Yes, sir.
So you didn't see any of the interaction occur between Gavin and Trent or anyone else?
I mean, like I said, no, sir, I wasn't. But my memory is really bad. So I don't want to give you a wrong answer. But no, I was not there whenever everything happened. I know that for a fact. But it's just everything is very blurry. So what is your question again?
I'm attempting to confirm that you weren't outside during that interaction to see any of it occur.
No, sir, not that I'm aware of.
Was it common for the Subers to allow you to bring your girlfriend over and just take a nap?
No, it was more of just hanging out, and my girlfriend would come hang out with us, and I mean, their girlfriends, like we don't just all hang out just as friends, watch movies, just stuff like that. So.
Now, are you aware that anyone filmed this incident as it occurred?
I filmed that there was like a little video. But yeah, from what my attorney told me, yes, sir, I've
Okay.
heard.
So you've never seen this video?
I've never seen this video.
Okay. Now, are you aware if there or have been told that there are any other guns in the Forerunner aside from the one that Gavin had?
That I'm aware of. I didn't hear of anything. I mean, I didn't hear of anything.
Did you hear the shot from inside the house?
I want to say I did.
Okay.
I want to say I did. Just give me a second. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Because whenever that happened, I remember the gunshot going off, and I got up from the couch. I was with my ex at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I said something to Zach, like, what was that? We might have ran out the house to look. But yeah, that I remember. Yes, sir. I think I did.
When you ran out to look, what did you see?
Well, when I ran out and look, I just saw Gavin running, like he was running fast. And he was almost to the door. By the time we got up and looked out the door, he was pretty much there. He was running. I remember he was running to us, and we were just, probably asking him like what happened, and stuff like that. So just to make sure he was okay or they were okay, whatever. We just asked them, what happened,
Okay. And then what happened after that?
Gavin told me to hide a bag, and I mean, it's really, like I said, it's really blurry. I might say one thing that happened before this thing because my time frame is just messed up. But I remember him telling me to hide the bag. That way we didn't get in trouble. And I took the bag and I just ran, and I was scared. I ran to the woods. And I didn't want to get in trouble. And so, yeah, I ran and I took the bag to the woods, and I put them under like a pile of leaves or something. And then when the cops called me, when the cops called me, like they called my girlfriend at the time, her phone, and I answered it because I didn't have mine on me. And I answered it, and it was the cops. And I told them I'd come out. I turned myself in, and and then I walked to them, and they arrested me.
Where was your phone?
At the time, I really don't remember. I mean, I have no idea.
Did you drop
Might
it
have been
somewhere?
bag in the bag that I had, because I'm not sure. It was in the detective's room, so it could have been dead. Maybe I did have it and it was dead. But I do remember the detectives did have it, and I gave them consent to go into the phone and do whatever they need to do. But yeah.
Now, did Haley go and hide the bag with you?
Yes, sir.
Why did she decide to go with you?
Probably just the same reason. I was. We were both scared. And we kind of just didn't want to be around Gavin because we just didn't want to be around him because that had happened. And we were just scared. And yeah, I mean, it was kind of, I don't know, I don't really remember thinking. I just remember running in the moment. I was scared. I have no idea why she did it. Probably the same reason I did it.
Did Gavin explain to you what happened?
Didn't really explain to me, no, sir.
Did anybody attempt to call the ambulance at that time?
Yes. Jeanette, which Zach's grandmother, was on the phone with 911.
Okay.
So.
And where did Gavin go at that time?
Honestly, I think he was trying to go somewhere, but like I said, we split from them. He said, "Go out of the bag." We ran. We went there in the woods, and after that, I have no idea where he was at.
So during that time frame, were you guys on social media at all?
Yes.
Okay. And what were you doing at that time on social media?
Really, we were just trying to, I guess be friendly to everybody. I mean, I don't know, just like talk to your friends. Snapchat, you can, and Instagram, you could post pictures of yourself. People would post pictures. We would post pictures. Just stuff like that shared with each other.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying, just like share videos with each other on social media.
But directly around the time of the incident, were you guys on social media with one another?
That I remember, I wasn't. I can't speak for nobody else, but I don't think I was. No, sir.
Okay. Are you familiar with an incident that happened May 22nd, 2019 at a bus stop between some of these same individuals?
Yes.
Okay. Were you present for that?
Yes.
Okay. And who all was present there besides you?
So it was that's in the case. That's in this particular case. It was Blake, Morris. And other than that, that's who was all there that was in the case that I'm aware of. And then it was like Carson Dixon, Gavin Horn was his name. And yeah, I mean, it was us. It was Blake, Gavin Horn, and Carson Dixon and myself. So, and some girls had drove us to the bus stop, but yeah.
What I'm going to do now, Mr. Riggs, is I'm going to show you some exhibits that I'm going to share with the screen.
Yes, sir.
Give me just a moment. I'm going to show you a photograph taken prior to the incident that I'm going to mark as Plaintiff's Exhibit A.
Yes, sir.
As a point of contention, these exhibits will be emailed directly to the court reporter and any opposing counsels following the deposition. So take a moment and familiarize yourself with this picture and let me know when you're comfortable proceeding.
You're okay. You can go ahead.
Do you recognize this photo?
I can only see myself right now. I can't see anything. Do I swipe it or?
Do you see it now?
No, sir.
No.
I just see it's like two screens, one little screen of me and then a big screen of me.
Okay, so you would need to.
Okay, there we go.
Better now? Okay.
Yes, sir. I could see that.
All right, better. Okay. All right. Do you recognize this photo?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. What's depicted in this photograph?
Pretty much we were just trying to look cool, stupid. Actually, to be honest with you, some of those are airsoft guns. I think just two of them. But yeah, in that picture, we were just being stupid. So.
Will you name the individuals from left to right for me? Starting with the gentleman in the white shirt.
Gentleman in the white shirt, honestly, I don't have any idea. He was one of Zach's friends. So, but that's Gavin, next to the guy in the white shirt.
Yep.
That's me, right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Zach Suber right there.
All right. Now I see that there's writing on the walls behind the four of them. Do you see that in the picture?
I'm probably gonna have to move my phone.
Do you remember this photo being taken?
Honestly, obviously I know it's me. Do I remember taking it? No, sir, I don't. No, sir.
All right. Is this a picture that was taken in Zach's bedroom in the Super's house?
Yes, sir.
Now, of the guns pictured in this photo, are two of them the 22 caliber MP5 and the other one the 1911?
I think so. Yes, sir. That I'm aware of.
Do you guys remember how you got access to those weapons that day?
No, sir.
Did the supers give them to you, as in as in Jeanette and Christy?
No, like I said, the only gun they would have given us, the only guns they had that they owned was the 1911 and MP5. I don't remember them owning any other guns, but they could have. Oh, actually, I think they did own another one. They had a little tiny pistol,
It was okay. So that's right. They had 2 pistols and then the MP5 22 caliber.
Okay. Are those 2 pistols shown in this picture?
That I'm aware of. Yes, sir.
But you don't recall if they gave you the weapons or if you went or someone got them?
No, no, sir. I don't think they got them. Maybe Zach grabbed them. I'm not sure. Like I said, everything's kind of foggy.
Okay, I'm showing you this document here. I'm going to mark as Plaintiff's Exhibit B and attach to the transcript here too. Please take a moment and glance at this. I'm going to zoom into it. This is the investigation and probable cause report.
I cannot read that. You might have to big screen it. Okay.
You see it?
Whenever I had it big like that, I could see the words.
Okay.
Yeah, like that. That was good.
So this is from the incident that occurred on New Year's Day, 2020. I want to focus on the portion. All right. The paragraph that begins with when. Can you see that when I finish patting down?
Yes, sir.
Please read that paragraph. And when you finish at the end of him, let me know.
Is this the report of the cop?
Correct.
So this evidence was suppressed because her report and her testimony wasn't adding up. So I'm pretty sure this evidence was actually suppressed. Should have been.
That would have been in the criminal case. This is the civil matter.
Okay. It was, yeah. I mean, I'll read it, but what she was saying was not adding up with her testimony.
Just read the paragraph.
But I will,
yeah, just read the paragraph and let me know when you finish.
okay.
Focusing on the last sentence here. Stated he knew the gun was in the backpack and he was bringing it to his friend's house to shoot it.
Yes.
Okay. Does that sound familiar to you?
Yes.
Okay. Do you agree with that portion of this narrative?
I agree that he was bringing it to his friend's house to shoot it. I agree with that. Yes, sir.
And by friend's house, was he referring to Zach Super's house?
Yes.
Okay. Now, by bringing it over to shoot it, where was he planning on doing that?
No telling. Probably the backyard.
Okay. Had either of you shot a gun off over there before?
We did. In the backyard. I'm pretty sure we just shot the ground, and we asked his grandparents if we could. So.
And the grandparents said that was okay.
That I recall. It was either one of the two things. That they shot the guns while they wasn't there, or they shot them. They just let them. One of the two things happened. I'm not sure what happened,
but they either asked them and they said yes because they would let us if we asked them, but I'm not sure if they were there or not. So.
And when they let you guys to shoot them off, roughly about how old were you and Zach?
I'd say I was probably like 15, 16, maybe 15 or 16.
And how old do you believe Zach was?
He was a little like 2 years older than me, so 18, 17, something like that.
Would they be out there with you when you shot them, or did they just allow you to go shoot them?
They would allow us. I mean, like I said, if we asked, they would let us. So.
Does that include the semi-automatic gun as well?
I don't think. Me, I have no. No, not me. No.
What about Zach?
I have no idea. You'd have to ask him.
All right. Did you ever see that gun get shot there, over there?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, I'm going to show you the next document. I'm going to mark that one as Plaintiff's Exhibit C and
Yep.
have it attached here through the transcript. So give me one moment.
Yep.
I'm going to zoom in on this, and then I'm going to give you a moment to familiarize yourself with it. Focusing on the top portion here. And I'm going to zoom in now. Can you see the top portion, Mr. Riggs?
No, sir, I cannot. Just zoom in a little bit.
All right, Mr. Riggs, can you read that?
Yeah.
Let me know when you're finished.
Okay.
Top portion up here where it says unlocking the door. When two masked subjects exited the wooded area, ran up to and shot. At any point in time, did you see or are you aware of anyone that wore masks that day?
No, sir.
So there were no masks inside Mr. Suber's house?
Oh, there was mask, yes, sir. But nobody ran out the woods with a mask and shot Trent. That's not what happened, sir.
Not focused on the shooting portion. I just want to make clear that masks were not worn by anyone that you saw that day.
Oh, I mean, masks might have been worn. I mean, I don't know if Gavin wore them. I have no idea. But that statement is just not true. But yeah, I mean, there was masks there, and they could have got worn. Yes.
But not by you.
No, sir. Not that I'm aware of.
What about Zach? Did you see Zach put one on?
No, sir. Not that I'm aware of.
All right, Mr. Riggs, this will be marked as Plaintiff's Exhibit D, and we will attach it here to the transcript. I'm going to give you a moment to take a look at this. Can you read it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Please. Okay. Okay.
All right, I'll let you read the two paragraphs below that. I'm not sure if you were able to
The
see it.
non-informant with the following amendments which we got on the file student. Okay.
Is this a statement that you made?
Yes, sir.
Now that we've had a chance to refresh your recollection, is this still the way that you remember these events?
Yes.
I don't understand what he's saying.
He's just reading it aloud to himself.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to read it again because, like I said, I mean, I was taking drugs at the time, and I'm forgetful. But yes, sir. I've read it, and that's what I said.
The portion here focused on the beefing at the bottom. Who was beefing between who?
Well, prior to the incident,
But the month that I was locked up, whenever I got out, I was trying to like restart, trying to get back in school and just not be around the same people. And whenever I first got out, like they jumped me, and I mean, I didn't have nothing on me. They didn't rob me or nothing. They just like I was actually with my little sister, and I was gonna help her set up her birthday party at the park. So I went there just by myself. Well, no, not by myself, with my girlfriend at the time, and then my little sister. And that's when they proceeded. I saw men come in with masks at the park, and I told my girlfriend at the time to take my little sister and like just try to, walk away and whatever. And then that's when they jumped me soon after that. So, but yeah, soon after that, they had walked away. They jumped me, and yeah.
Who is they, Mr. Riggs?
Like I said, they were masked up, but I have an idea. I mean, one of them, like a couple of them were, two of them weren't, but it was only three of them. So two of them that I can remember, I don't think they were masked, and one of them was. But I knew off the rip who it was because they always hang out together. So it was Adam Beck, and it was Devin Alfred, and then it was Blake Morris.
And this occurred prior to this incident or after this incident?
That incident occurred before this the incident with Trent. This incident happened in January, and then the Trent's situation was February. So, yeah.
Were there any? Did the police come?
Whenever I got jumped, no sir, no police came. I didn't call them because I wasn't beat up at all. Really, my face was red, but no, I just decided not to call the cops or nothing.
So no charges were ever brought against Adam Beck or Blake Morris, to your knowledge?
No, sir, it wasn't.
Had you ever had any run-ins like this with Adam Beck on another occasion?
Not that I can recall. Like I said, I mean, I've seen a lot of these guys like around Callahan, maybe at a football game or school. I mean, school, I've seen a lot of these guys. So
when they jumped you with these masks on, did they present weapons to you?
Yeah, Devin pulled out a pistol, and he told me that I was lucky that he didn't pistol whip me in front of my sister after they jumped me. And so yeah.
All right. What about Adam Beck? Did he have any weapons of any kind?
I didn't see them guys flash any weapons. It was only Devin trying to like threaten me or scare me or whatever.
Did you see them arrive at the park?
Well, yeah, like I said, I saw them walking towards me, but I wanted to protect my little sister and the girl I was with at the time. But yeah, they were walking towards me, and that's whenever.
I'm sorry, I mean to cut you off. Please finish.
I was just saying that's whenever I alerted them and told them that they need to get away from here because I was about to get an altercation.
Did you see them arrive in a vehicle or leave in a vehicle?
I think they did. Yes, sir. I'm pretty sure they did.
Did they leave in that beige 4Runner?
Well, I have no idea because, like his house, Blake's aunt, Blake Morris's aunt, lives right in front of the park. So, and then my house is near the park, in the apartments. So, whenever it happened or whatever, I was trying to get to my house and, and everything, and make sure like my little sister was okay and everything. And then, so I really wasn't thinking about the car or nothing, or what they left in. But I do remember them leaving in a car. I do remember that.
But you're not sure if it was a 4Runner or not.
No, I have no idea. Honestly, I just can't remember, sir.
Okay. Do you have any idea which one of them may have been driving?
No, sir, not at all.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it possible that someone else was driving and they hopped in the vehicle with them?
It could have been possible. Do I know for a fact? Do I know? No, sir, I don't. But I mean, yeah, anything is possible.
All right, Mr. Riggs, I'm going to show you another document. I'm going to mark this as a Plaintiff's Exhibit E and have it attached here to the transcript. I'll give you a moment and let you glance at those 3 paragraphs there. Let me know when you're ready.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I read it.
Right. The first paragraph there, can you hear me?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. And the first paragraph there seems to display that there was evidence in an account that you had, which was recovered and was used to sell drugs. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Would you mind explaining that?
Yes, sir. I did sell weed. Yes, sir.
You were known for selling weed, or you sold weed that day?
I didn't sell weed that day. But I like what I would do. That way, I didn't like spend just my dad's money, because my dad didn't have money to give me. I would just buy a lot, and then, like whatever I would sell to like a friend at school, or just whatever. Sell to different friends or people I knew around school. And that would be just money. Like I wasn't making that much money at all, if any, because at the time, like I said, I like to do weed, like to do different like Zans. So I was just spending money just to do that. So.
Had you previously sold to any of the individuals that were present there that day?
Not that I'm aware of. No, sir.
Did this interaction and coordination stem from that Snapchat account that you had?
No, sir. That I'm aware of, because after that altercation happened where they jumped me, I didn't have them on any of my social medias. Like I unadded them or blocked them or whatever you want to call it, just for the reason that, I mean, obviously they weren't my friends. Obviously they didn't like me. So why would I have them on my social media? so I deleted them as a friend or blocked them.
There was a Snapchat where a "Where's the Green" was displayed and then relayed. What can you tell me about that?
What's that?
So there was a Snapchat where a "Where's the Green" was relayed. What can you tell me about seeing that or knowing anything about it?
Nothing.
You don't recall
No.
anything about that on that day?
No, sir. Don't recall anything like that. I'm sorry, Mr. Farrell.
Yes, sir.
You said that will be done around 12:15.
Yes, sir. It's 12:15 now. I realize that I don't have anything else I need to touch on.
I mean, yeah, I'm trying to work with you. It's
Okay.
just I've worked an hour just sitting here, and then I used my lunchtime.
Gotcha.
So I was just wondering how much longer it would take so I could let my supervisor know.
My portion of this is concluded. I don't have anything further. Ms. Owanwa, do you have a few questions to ask Mr. Riggs?
I have just a few questions. I don't anticipate it taking very long, maybe a few minutes. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am. That's fine. I don't mind.
Okay, great. So I'm sorry, George, you said you're done?
Yes, ma'am. I'm finished.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Huda Owan, and like I said before, I represent Mr. Deontay Robinson.
Yes.
I just have some follow-up questions. You stated that around the time of the incident, you were taking Xanax. Had you taken Xanax on the date of the incident?
I know you might get a chuck out of this, but I don't remember. Like I said, I mean, just all that stuff was blurry.
Sure.
I possibly could have. I could have not. I just can't remember.
Okay. And you stated that at the time of the incident, you were passed out on the couch. Is that correct?
Well, yes. I was chilling on the couch with my girl, passed out, and then we were awoke.
Okay. Sounds good. Do you know where the shooting took place specifically?
Now, yes, I do. Did I then? No.
Okay. And when you say you know now, is that based on your own memory or what you've been told?
No, this is based on what I've been told, because I mean I live in Callahan, so I still drive around there, and I go down roads, so I see like different areas, and people have told me, pointed it out, and stuff like that.
Okay. And the people who have pointed out to you, did they witness the shooting itself?
No, not at all. I think whenever this incident happened, everybody pretty much knew about this. But is there any more questions?
Yeah, just a couple. Do you know of any witnesses to the incident?
Witnesses, possibly some people in the house. I've heard from my attorney, from the houses around there. Other than that, no.
And I'm sorry if you've answered this before, but who else was in the house besides you and your girlfriend?
I'm not aware of that. I have no idea.
Okay. And okay. So did you at any point see the interaction between Mr. Smith and Mr. Fort before Mr.
No,
Fort was
sir.
shot?
I'm sorry. I apologize. No, ma'am.
That's okay. Okay. All right. And you don't know anyone. You don't know if anyone was outside of the house where Mr. Smith was?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, I don't remember any witnesses.
like I said, I mean, you can imagine what was going through my head or what I was going through at the time. So, I mean, I probably wasn't very conscious of what was going on. So,
I understand. I believe you testified earlier that Gavin Smith got into a car. Is that correct?
I mean, from what I know, yeah. I mean, did I see him get in a car? No.
Okay.
But from the case, I mean, everything, I mean, videos, yeah. I mean, I know he did. I didn't see him.
Okay. All right. Those are all the questions I have. Thank you for your time today.
Okay, thank you. Am I good to go?
All right, Mr. Riggs, one more thing. You have the right to read this transcript of your testimony and correct any errors, or you may waive that right. If you read and make any major changes, we do have the right to redepose you on whatever changes you make that are not clerical. Would you like to read the transcript or no?
Honestly, no, sir. I mean, what I've told you today is the truth to my knowledge, and that's all I can tell. So, no, sir.
Then I thank you very much for your time, Mr. Riggs. Madam Court Reporter, do you have anything else?
Well, yes, I just wanted to ask him, do you want to go off the record? I just want to ask him for a few.
Yes, ma'am, that's fine.
All right. We are off the record at 12:19 p.m. and this concludes today's testimony given by Ashton Riggs. The total number of media units used was 1 and will be retained by Veritex.